May I, before we begin this evening's entertainment, take this opportunity to welcome you. Parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, friends, and, for aught I know, grandparents too. The Grawood School for Girls. Today marks the 25th anniversary of the founding of the school. 25 years of consistent sporting and academic achievement, of targets striven towards and goals attained, of aspiration and realization, from which is evolved amongst pupils and staff a tradition of fairness towards fellow creatures, of loyalty to school and country, a sense of duty and honor, of being straight and playing the game, and above all, a tradition of happy girls. And may that tradition still be clinging to on the 50th anniversary of this establishment.
Hear, hear.
I won't detain you any longer, except to explain that each form in the school has assumed responsibility for one entire evening's entertainment across this festival week. This mantle of responsibility falls tonight by lottery on the fourth form, who, with a little help from members of staff, who have asked me to announce their offering a play of 2 acts entitled Daisy Pulls It Off. Thank you.
Daisy Meredith, daredevil, tomboy, possessed of a brilliant mind, exuberant, quick-witted, fond of practical jokes, honourable, honest, courageous, straight in all things, and an elementary schoolgirl. Father, dead. Mother, a former opera singer who struggles to keep the home together. But herself, Daisy, and Daisy's brothers, Dick, Douglas, Daniel, and Duncan, in a small terraced house in London's East End, by giving music lessons to private pupils. Daisy has recently taken an exam in which, if she succeeds in passing it, will enable her to gain the first ever scholarship place at Grawood School for Girls, one of the most famous educational establishments in the country. If, however, she fails her exam, she will be made to leave her elementary school at the end of the year and take up some form of ill-paid menial work, to which she's little suited. Thank you. Oh, I do wish the postman would hurry and bring that letter containing my exam result, but it isn't even 8 o'clock yet. Oh, I so want to go to Grawood. How topping it would be to learn Latin and Greek, to play hockey on their famous pitches, and to make friends with all those jolly girls, and to have midnight feasts, and get into fearful scrapes, just like they do in Brooks. I shall miss Mother, and Dick, Douglas, Daniel, and Duncan, of course, and all my other chums from elementary school. But I must win the scholarship, for the sake of others as well as myself. For if I, the first ever scholarship pupil at Grawood, make a success of the scheme, Grawood will open up its doors to other elementary pupils as poor as myself.
So, elementary school girls at Grawood, bringing their dishonesty, filth, and gutter snipe ways with them, and generally lowering the tone of the place. Well, we'll see about that. Sybil Burlington, vice captain of the upper four, conceited, beautiful, and only daughter of very wealthy parents.
Mother! Hey, Mother! I'm through! I've got the scholarship! I can go to Grawood! country cottage you've always wanted. And to pay for Dick, Duck and Stanley. And Duncan's education, if they haven't already won scholarships by then. The summer holidays passed all too miserably for Daisy, until it came to say goodbye to those who she loved the best.
Board the train, Daisy dear. Otherwise you'll find yourself stranded on the platform and the train speeding off without you. Oh, and the boys asked me to keep you this.
Right opposite, Mother. I'll be dying to know what you all do. And any news you may hear of my other elementary pals.
God bless you, Daisy dear. I know you do absolutely splendid and make us even prouder of you, if that's possible. And remember, keep your chin up and never tell a lie or do anything mean or underhand. You might find boarding school life a little strange or perhaps difficult at first, but be straight with everyone and you'll pull through.
We're off, eh, Mother?
Oh, bye, Daisy dear. Right soon.
Meanwhile, in the adjoining carriage,
Belinda Matheson, captain of the upper fourth and best all-round sportsman of that form. Thank you. What utter rot you talk, Sybil. Not all elementary school kids come from their filthy hovels with thieving fathers and drunken sluttish mothers. Take a walk through Horton any day. And if this Daisy Meredith is brainy enough to win a scholarship, she's as much a right to a good education as the rest of us there.
but don't you see, Belinda, that if this Meredith girl proves as a success, Granger will lose the type of person that's made of the kind of school it is today. I had several students and teachers last year saying how unhappy they were with the scheme. Even Miss Gibson. Miss Gibson will soon see sense when exam standards drop and girls leave, and Grangewood loses every sports trophy it's ever won. Hockey and tennis aren't taught in elementary schools.
How frightful! The journey passed all too miserably for Daisy, until the train made a stop in a small country station.
Claire Beaumont, head girl and sports captain of Grawood School, a shining example of true British girlhood. Excuse me, are any of these seats taken?
Just mine.
Oh, bound for Grawood School, I see.
Yes.
I don't recall having seen you here before.
No, it's my first time actually. Daisy Meredith.
Daisy Meredith.
That's right. I'm to be in the upper fourth.
Oh, of course, you must be the new girl, the scholarship girl.
The first of many such girls, I hope.
Oh, that's the spirit, Kitty. I must warn you, there are a few silly little rotters in the school who aren't too keen on scholarship pupils being admitted. I'd lay low if I were you, just for the first few months or so, until they've got used to you, of the idea of being in the flesh. Oh, buck up, child. There's some jolly decent girls in the fourth. You'll pull through.
I jolly hope so.
Oh, here we are at the station. The school is only 5 minutes away. You'll find it easily enough. Just follow the others.
Claire!
See you later, Kitty.
Daisy stepped onto the platform of a tiny country station, scarcely able to push away past the crowds of laughing, chattering girls. Girls of all shapes and sizes. Girls merrily exchanging greetings and holiday reminiscences with chums they have not seen for 7 long weeks. Girls who, in the green and white colours of Grawood, resembled not so much a whirlpool, as so many tumbling, foam litterings, pushing shores onto the incoming tides, and breaking thankfully on the warm yellow sands of home. Mistresses suddenly appeared on the platform and began to shepherd the babbling throng onto the lane that led to the school. He rounded them. I say, blessed is Grawood School, a rambling red brick Elizabethan mansion, its mullioned windows twinkling in the sun like so many welcoming eyes beneath the curious twisted chimneys. Flowers of every scent and hue bordered the smooth green lawns. And there, behind the house, stretched tennis courts and playing fields on which the school was so justly renowned. As they passed through the great stone gates, the girls, as one, turned to look at the sapphires beating against the chalky
Martin, madcap and poet of the upper form. I say, aren't you a new beau? I mean, girl.
Yes, Daisy Meredith.
Daisy Meredith.
That's right. I'm to be in the upper form.
Oh, jubilate! That's my form. Perhaps we could have desks next to each other. One can have an uncommonly good time at Grawood, for as long as one doesn't upset the priest or the mistresses too much. I say, are you fond of setting up stunts?
I should say I have 4 brothers and we're constantly playing tricks on each other.
Can you swim?
A little.
Oh, capital. You'll soon improve, for if the weather's fine enough, the entire school goes for early morning dip in the sea. There's an absolutely scrummy beach at the bottom of the cliffs, with a secret path leading down it. Only to ourselves.
How perfectly ripping!
That's Claire Beaumont over there.
I've met
She's-
her.
Oh, how uncommonly lucky. Claire's Beaumont's sports captain and head girl. She's a first-rate tennis and hockey player, as well as having a brain. We all adore her. Her people, well, her mother, actually own Grawood.
I say!
Her family used to live in the building, and then, just over 20 years ago, they started to lose money after old Sir Duke Beaumont died, and so they leased it out to the school governors. Each year, the Beaumonts have lost more and more money. Now it looks as though they'll have to sell to the school governors. There is talk that the family fortunes could be saved if only the Beaumont treasure could be found.
Treasure!
Yes, I've hunted for hours, looking for trapdoors, looking for secret panels and passageways and clues. But it's only hearsay, nothing's ever been found.
Trixie Martin, you're to go see Matron in her office at once. She's in a fearful mood over something.
Oh, dash it! Mother's probably not named to have one of your socks on. See you at tea, I expect, Daisy. Bye.
Monica Smithers, school toady and chief crony of Sybil Burlington. I say, I've not seen you here before.
It's my first time actually. Daisy Meredith.
Daisy. Oh, the scholarship girl.
That's right.
Ever been to school before?
Yes.
Read and write, can you? What on elementary school girls are a new breed at Grawood? You see, we have no idea what to expect. Not that I've ever been in a position to meet anyone from an elementary school before. Mummy and Daddy are so frightfully particular about that kind of thing. In our situation, one has to be. Some people do anything for money. Oh, by the way, Miss Gibson likes to see all the new girls in her study on their first day.
Oh, really?
Up the staircase on your left. First door on the right.
Thank you. What an absolutely sickening girl! Now, where did she say? Up the staircase, turn left, first door on the right. Now to meet the head.
Alice Fitzpatrick, prefect, deputy sports captain in West Chatham, Claire Beaumont. What are you doing knocking on there, child?
I've got to see Miss Gibson.
Well, you won't find him there, silly. There's only a blue cupboard.
But I was told.
Someone peed a chip on you, was it? Don't worry. I'll take you, Miss Gibson, myself. You're new by the look of things.
Yes. I'm called Daisy Meredith, and I'm to be in the upper form.
Daisy. Well, that's a nice enough name. Tell me, Daisy, are you fond of games? Hockey and tennis and such like?
I'm afraid I've not much opportunity to play hockey or tennis. You see, they didn't teach it to me at my last school. Only rounders.
Is that a fact?
But I know all the rules of hockey and tennis. I swatted up on the books at home.
Reading's not quite the same as doing, but if you have the sporting spirit, you'll do finely. Play up and play the game. That's what we say here. And it's a poor bill we take on girls who don't play it. What's that? The school honours board. What's that? The school honours board. off.
Miss Gibson, young, much loved, headmistress of Grawood School.
Daisy Meredith, Mum.
Welcome, my dear, into Grawood. How very pleased we are to have you here.
Thank you.
I need not say, of course, that the advent of Grawood's first scholarship pupil, one who has arrived here by way of intellect, and not by way of parental monetary wealth, has caused a certain amount of trepidation within the school. Much will be expected of you, both morally and intellectually. But from the scholastic reports that I have received from you, and from the impression that I have of the girl sitting before me, I am sure that you will fulfill all expectations. Everyone will be anxious to help you in any way that you may require during your first few weeks here. As we do all new girls, I hope you'll be very happy here, my dear, and will always stay true to the motto of Grawood, one of which is also that of the Beaumont family, whose ancestral home this is. Honesta quam magna. How great are noble things. Now, I'm sure you're tired, Daisy. The supper bell will be ringing shortly, and matron will wish to see you before then. I trust you will settle in quickly, my child. Well, run along.
Thank you, Miss Gibson. Phew. Hello, I say, isn't it capital? You're to be in the same dormy as me. Oh, how topping! Dormy number 5, one of the best. Luck's out over the sea. How spiffing! Worst luck is, we're to share with that stuck-up pair of prigs, Sybil Burlington and Monica Smilers. I expect Miss Gibson thinks they'll set us a good example. I think Miss Gibson's an uncommonly jolly headmistress, though I feel she's immensely misguided sometimes. Still, Jean Jeffrey and Dora Johnston are next door to us in dormy number 3, so how do we organise a stunt between the 4 of us? Midnight feasts! And chum after my own heart. I say, what's that? A farewell present for my 4 brothers. I shall miss them tremendously. I've never been away from home before. Grangewood's a decent place. You'll survive. I jolly well hope so. It's queer, Trixie, but I already feel strangely at home at Grangewood. Almost as if I've been here before. Oh, jubilate! There goes the supper bell. Come along, Daisy. We can sit anywhere we like first day back. After supper, a substantial, if plain meal, during which, due to the jolly conversations of her friends, Daisy failed to notice the curious and somewhat disdainful glances cast at her by several of her fellow pupils. Daisy decided to take a stroll into the Great Hall to study the ancestral portraits of the Beaumont family which hung there. Oh, a frog! I know!
Honestly, Monica, it's the absolute limit. Not only do we have to suffer this girl in the same form as us, but we have to share the hitherto unpolluted air of our dormy with her as well. Not to mention that tiresome little wretch Trixie Martin, and it's one of the nicest dormies in the school.
Have you noticed, Sybil, how extraordinarily chummy Trixie is with the Meredith girl?
Yes, we must put a stop to that. For the sake of Grawood. and wish to uphold its tone and its reputation on the playing field, not to mention the good name of the upper fourth, you will cease your friendship with Daisy Meredith. Why? Scholarship girls are different from us. They're poor. Perhaps not intellectually, but certainly morally.
Then perhaps they should be given a chance to rise from their poorness.
And what would happen to us? To Grawood? To England? The Empire! We've got to understand, Trixie, the different classes of people exist in the world.
Well, I think you're an unspeakable snob, Sybil. I heard all about that meeting you held in the common room last night. Give Daisy a perfectly ghastly time of it, so she wanted to leave Grawood. Well, I, for one, won't have anything to do with this thoroughly horrid scheme. Daisy's a capital girl. She got here through brains, not money. And I mean to stick by her. Silly little rotter! Well, I think you're right, Sybil.
Thank you, Monica. It's sad when there are only 2 people in the entire school who really care about it. I'll take my paper to bed, I think.
Oh, and me.
The balm, but poor mistress of the upper court. One of the teachers with strong doubts on the efficacy of scholarship pupils at Grawood. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Granville.
Now, girls, open your poetry books, please. At page number 55. We are going to read The Mariners of England, a naval ode by Thomas Campbell. Daisy Meredith. Can we hear you with us, please? Stand out here.
Ye mariners of England, that guard our native seas, whose flags have braved 1,000 years the battle and the bruise. Your glorious standards launch again to meet another foe, and sweep through the deep, whilst the stormy tempests blow. And while the battle rages loud and long, and the stormy winds do blow.
Oh, please, I will not have this given to in my lesson.
The holidays finished yesterday. You are here to work. Thank you, Daisy. An excellent reading. You may return to your seat. Melinda, will you... Daisy, come here, please. What is that on the back of your gym slip? You have my part on the back of your gym slip. Brush it off then. Why on earth you are coming to talk, I cannot imagine. Please remember, Daisy, you are not in elementary school now. We like Grawood girls to look presentable, not as though they've been tobogganing down the side of chalk pits. You may return to your... Monica, have you anything to say to me? Then kindly refrain from gossiping to your neighbours. I have a brief appointment to keep with Miss Gibson, so I shall leave you to study the poems alone, and also the poems on pages 54, 57, and 58. For your compositions, once you've read the poem, I want you to choose one of the following exercises. Pens ready? 1. Is patriotism productive of poetry? If so, why? 2. Summarize in headings the causes of England's greatness. 3. What difference would it make to the world if the British Isles were submerged by the sea? Daisy! What do I seem to incognito your desk list? A comic! I shall confiscate this. Comics, dreadful rags, are confined to the common room. I was usually given order mark for such an offence. But as you are new, I shall let you off. There are a copy of the school rules on the notice board. I suggest you make a point of reading them. Girls, I shall see you shortly. Belinda, take charge, please.
Yes, Miss Granville. I'd like to thank whomever's responsible for almost getting me an order mark. Shh. First time you've ever kept silent without a mistress in the room, Monica. Tit for tat. Stand to fine, Sybil. As long as one doesn't land one's victim in a home, order marks aren't my idea of fun.
Is your friend incapable of speaking for herself?
No! Just speechless as some people's meanness. As captain of the form, I ask you kindly to chuck all this talking and get down to some work before a mistress comes along and hears us. Belinda, who's that whistling outside? It's Mr. Thompson. He's employed here as an assistant gardener. Rather a mystery man. He lives alone in a tiny cottage in the middle of Cranbourne Wood. Where he comes from, no one knows. He appeared in the area about 10 years ago, apparently. He hasn't a wife or any relatives that visit him, or anything of that sort. Poor man. I say, Sybil, isn't Meredith a name of Welsh origin?
I do believe it is, Monica.
My father tells me that the Welsh keep their households in their baths. How quaint! Why are you being so beastly to me? Both of you. You've paid me back for the frog in the bedstand.
Our elementary school girls incapable of taking a joke.
Chuck it, Sybil. You really are being pretty hateful. This is Daisy's first morning here. We should be showing her what Grawood girls are made of. Not acting like a pack of mean cats. And I, for one, won't stand to her called an elementary school here. She's a Grawood girl now, one of us, scholarship or not.
You need to be so beastly pie, Belinda.
I refuse to discuss the matter further.
All right, Belinda. You form your own little gaggle of plaster saints. But you'll soon see who's right, all of you.
Miss Mr. Skoblowski, the enigmatic Russian music teacher. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mrs. Skabowski.
Remain standing. Now, to begin, we will all sing the song, The Ash Grove.
Down yonder green valley where streamlets meander, when twilight is fading, I pensively roam, or at the bright noontide in solitude wander, amid the dark shades of the lonely ash grove. 'Twas there while the blackbird was joyfully singing, I first met my dear one, the joy of my heart. Around us for gladness the bluebells were ringing. Ah, then little thought I how soon we should part.
We have much work to do if you are to present yourselves well at the end of term concert. You sing straight from the throat, not enough from here. You strain the voice otherwise. However, there is one excellent voice among you. It is this young lady who sings so sublimely. Sing the next verse alone, if you please.
Still glows the bright sunshine o'er valley and mountain. Still warbles the blackbird its notes from the tree. Still trembles the moonbeam on streamlets and mountains. But what are the beauties of nature to me?
Excellent, excellent. Did you mark how she controlled her voice and her breathing? What is your name? You are a new girl.
Daisy Meredith.
Ah, Meredith. A Welsh name. You have a voice truly representative of that musical nation. I shall see that you have a solo in the end of term concert. Excellent voice. Excellent. And you, Miss Burlington, will have to prove to me that you are not as tone deaf as you seem to be. If you wish also to take your place in the choir. Now, we will sing the song Cherry Ripe.
Cherry ripe, ripe, I cry, full and fair ones come and buy. Cherry ripe, ripe, I cry, full and fair ones come and buy. Cherry ripe, ripe, I cry, full and fair ones come and buy. Cherry ripe, ripe, I cry, full and fair ones come and buy.
Better, much better.
Torn death, Miss Burlington! Torn death, Miss Burlington! Torn death!
I say, my head's absolutely spinning.
You're doing uncommonly well, Daisy. Everyone's tremendously impressed. All except Monica and Sybil. They're thoroughly picky and nasty. Don't let's waste our dinner break over them. You speak French like a native. I didn't think they taught it at elementary schools.
They don't. My mother taught it.
My
afraid so.
Oh no, I find it tremendously exciting.
I know, Trixie. Let's form a secret society.
Oh yes!
Its object to seek out the treasure of the Beaumont family, and so rescue the Beaumonts from poverty.
Capital idea.
We can ask some of the others if they want to become members too.
They won't. In any way, everyone else has stopped believing that the treasure actually exists. As a rule, one ceases to believe it by the time they reach about the lower third. Rather like fairies. Father Christmas. Everyone, that is, except poetical types, such as myself. Romantically minded new girls, and possibly Claire. No, let it just be the two of us. And let's call ourselves...
I know! The Dark Horse Secret Society!
Oh, yes!
It can be our secret symbol for whenever we have to write notes to each other.
We need a motto too. Password. Aduca Vert Adapter. No, too long. Abs Virg Meal. No. I know! Hic Spec Fulgus, yes!
Oh, I'm afraid I have no idea what that means. I've no Latin.
Hence hope shines forth.
Oh, topping Trixie! Hence hope shines forth!
Oh, there goes the bell for afternoon games. Hockey for the fourth.
I'm afraid I shall get tremendously beaten at hockey. I've never played it before.
Hockey is a team game. You play as a team and you win or lose as one. Remember that.
I will.
Isn't it a fine thing to be back in the old school, on this very pitch, where we fought so many battles?
Oh, yes, Alice, it is, as you say, a fine thing. Oh, you know, I'm almost glad this is my final year at Grawood, for it may be the last year that the name of Beaumont will appear on the title deed.
Dear girl,
The truth of the matter is, Alice, we're up a gum tree, what with poor mother's medical fees and my younger brother.
Digby?
Yes, dear Digby's school fees are still to be met, and the rent of the cottage is far too high for us. I was talking with Mother before I came back. Unless a miracle happens, we'll have to sell to the school governors by Christmas. I hope to leave school and find employment as a teacher. Oh, but Mother wouldn't hear of it. You know, I'm not looking forward to leaving all this, to going out into the real world and becoming a proper grown-up. They say Grawood is supposed to mirror the world. I wonder. I say, someone's playing a first-rate game of hockey over there.
The up and forth. A practice game by the look of things. Who's that child there? She can certainly pass balls.
Oh, it's the new kiddie, the scholarship girl, Daisy Meredith. With some proper coaching, she could be a decent player. Look at her, never funking a single ball.
Learned all the rules from a book, I was told.
A sportsman as well as a scholar.
There's one whose name will grace the first 11.
Oh, well, off we must go to our own practice. We've a match to win this Saturday, the knockout game of the County Hockey Championships. Perhaps this year we'll come out tops.
Instead of runners-up, as we have been for the past 10 years, to Vernon Young Ladies College. Claire, Alice!
Oh, there's Daddy calling us, as the middle say, scooter on nose, Alice.
We'll beat them this year. For Grawood, for Claire, we must.
For a while, Daisy's life at Grawood passed uneventfully, except from the odd unpleasantness from Sybil and Monica, until one evening after prep, while she and Trixie were systematically tapping on wooden panels in the hope of finding the treasure which would lead them to the...
What are you girls doing here? Don't you know that this gallery is out of bounds to all but teachers and prefects?
Yes, sir.
Then kindly tell me what you are doing here, or I shall have to report you to your form mistress. If you choose not to tell me, I shall have to tell Miss Granville, and perhaps receive an order mark.
We were searching for the treasure, sir.
Pleasure.
The lost treasure of the Beaumont family.
Ah, I see. Well, you will not find it here. I myself have often sought its whereabouts and have carefully examined this entire section of the building. And now I believe the treasure to be a legend, a mere myth. However, if you find a pool anywhere else in the school, I will be most happy to know it. I am fascinated by the folktales of the English. Good night, ladies.
Why didn't you tell us we got to do, Daisy? We would have had to tell Miss Granville otherwise, who would have certainly given us an order mark for going out of bounds.
What a dismal, beastly self! This obvious Mrs. Blasky's after the treasure for himself!
Probably to help his Bolshevik friends.
We simply must try out the rest of his gallery. But how?
I know. How about sneaking out of our dormers in the dead of night? And perhaps we can borrow a couple of cloaks from Matron to disguise ourselves as ghostly monks, to scare off anybody who might see us.
Excellent idea, Daisy!
There goes the bell. Not a word to anyone, Trixie, until I wake you. Hence, firstly, Vulgate.
The scheme isn't working out, Monica!
It is in small ways, Sybil.
Yes. So small that it's going to take 20 years for her to collect enough order marks to get a bad conduct mark. No, Monica! She's doing fearfully well in everyone's books. And we've got to move drastically. And fast! I say, Monica, do you like the solid silver bracelet that Daddy bought me as a pre-birthday present? I say, Monica, do look.
Oh, sorry, Sybil.
I have permission from Miss Gibson for Daddy to take me to a slap-up birthday meal in town and then off to a concert afterwards. And Daddy says I might invite a friend to accompany me. I'm thinking of asking you, Monica.
Oh, Sybil! I'd adore it!
All serene, man. Now, I'm off to read some Keats. In preparation for the school poetry competition, I intend to win this year, but not be picked at the post by that wretched Trixie Martin.
When do entries have to be in?
About 3 or 4 weeks, I believe. Why, Monica? Are you thinking of entering?
Yes. Oh, I mean, I could never hope to write anything that would be half as good as anything
the apples. Vanilla sandwiches. Oh, I have a good mind to go in there and demand half a share for keeping quiet.
Trixie Martin, Daisy Meredith,
Claire!
perhaps the pair of you will come and see me in my study tomorrow morning and inform me the purpose of this midnight visitation.
But Claire!
I'll wait Miss Cole to deal with those babes. I'll see you both tomorrow.
Jemima, we're for it now. Will Claire report us to Miss Gibson, do you think?
If she thinks we've been utterly evil, she might. No, the worst of it is whether the seconds recognise our voice or not. They'll think we're absolute sneaks if they did.
Oh, they won't, will they?
How else would Claire have discovered them? What we've got to find out is who sneaked on us.
Absolutely sublime! Oh yes, it was rather a hoot, though it gave me a perfect fright at first.
Oh, Claire!
What I'd like to know is how they got themselves involved in keeping watch on a second form feast. The fourths always looked on the seconds as such babes.
Do you not remember the fine japes we used to get up to in our younger days?
Oh, well, that's a little horrors we were. Do you remember that winter when we went on the midnight skating expedition?
Collins! Falling through the ice!
Here they are.
I'll leave you to me, darling girl. I have a flute lesson in town.
Oh, see you on the field with one, Alice.
Cheerio, sir!
Don't let Miss Gibson hear you slaying like that. Come in, you two. Now, perhaps the pair of you will tell me why you took it upon yourselves last night to break a good many school rules, and at the same time, risk getting the second form into a jolly serious fix. Remember, as fourths, you are responsible for setting a good example to the lower school, not leading them to situations which you know to be contrary to the rules of Grawood.
We had nothing to do with the second speech! Truly, Claire! Honour bright!
Then why on earth?
The truth of the matter is, Claire,
We were searching for the treasure! The Beaumont treasure!
and we were on our way to the East Galleries to wrap the panel and that kind of thing, when we stumbled across the seconds, knocking us buns. We know the East Gallery is out of bounds, which is why we disguised ourselves. We're dreadfully sorry, Claire.
The corners of Claire's mouth twitched, and it was with some effort that she hastily pulled herself together. I see.
We're immensely sorry for getting you up in the middle of the night too, Claire.
Well, then I shan't report you to Miss Gibson.
Oh, thanks most awfully, Claire.
But as you, Trixie, have been here the longest, you ought to know better.
Please, Claire. It was my idea, just as much as Trixie's.
Thank you, Daisy.
Very well. On Saturday, from lunch until tea time, the pair of you will stay within confines of the school building.
Oh, we shall miss the first booking knockout championships.
Well, my dear child, it's high time you gave up kiddish stunts.
Claire, is there any truth in the story of the Beaumont treasure?
How serious are you both about finding it?
Immensely serious.
Then I will tell you, yes, the treasure does exist. But you see, kiddies, the mystery centers around my grandfather, the late Sir Digby Beaumont. Now, he was a tremendously eccentric gentleman who, as he got older, became more and more impatient with the new ideas, or as he thought, lower standards of the younger generation. This led to endless arguments in the family, especially with the younger of his two sons, my Uncle David, who left home after a particularly vehement quarrel with Sir Digby, and has never been seen or heard of since.
How fearful!
Shortly after this quarrel, Sir Digby died, and all manner of family heirlooms, money, valuables, disappeared. In his will, it was hidden this treasure somewhere within the walls of Grawood, and a set of clues leading to its whereabouts, so complicated that the treasure can only be uncovered by whosoever has wit enough to unravel these clues. My father hunted unceasingly for the treasure, right up until his death 4 years ago. But since then, no one's had much interest to carry on with the search. Oh, and the will did say another important clue lies with my Uncle David. But as he's been gone 20 years or so, there's little hope there.
I was looking at your portraits of your family in the Great Hall, and I noticed that one of the frames was empty.
Ah, yes. Now, that contained the only known portrait of my Uncle David. My grandfather had it removed after the quarrel.
How perfectly tragic. Was your grandfather a scientist?
Why do you ask?
Because in his portrait, he's holding a jolly queer-looking instrument of some kind.
It's a device, apparently, for measuring the distance between stars. My grandfather was tremendously keen on astronomy.
How uncommonly rare.
There goes the bell at the end of the break. Off you go, kiddies, and thanks most awfully for showing such an interest in the treasure.
I tell you, Claire, we mean to find it for you.
Oh, remember, no more midnight expeditions.
We'll be perfect serfs on a ride. Oh, what an out-and-out sport! Claire is absolutely the most adorable girl I've ever met. I'd risk anything for her, except I wish you wouldn't call us kiddies. It's better than being called babes like the first and second. I say, Daisy, did you notice how perfectly sad Claire looked? Just for a moment, when mentioning her father's death. Yes! I know just how she jolly well feels. Why? Is your father? Yes! 10 years ago, he was a ship's doctor in the Royal Navy. He was reported missing and feared dead when his ship went down in the Baltic in the Battle of... I'm immensely sorry. I was fearfully ill, of course, when it happened. I say, we must hurry. Miss Brandon will go wild if we're late for her class. I say, Daisy, I wish you'd slack off a bit. You'll end up with brain fever if you don't carry on at this rate. Jubilate, we're first in. I say, Tracy, look at the blackboard. We don't stand for sneaks at Grawood, especially not elementary ones. Jemima! Someone risked their necks to write that. It must have been the seconds. They recognised our voices last night. Quick, here come the others. The blackboard! Oh, here they come!
Sneak! Elementary sneak!
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Granville!
Thank you, Trixie and Daisy, for cleaning the blackboard. But it really wasn't necessary to wipe off today's list of essay topics. Take an order mark each and return to your seat, please. Now, I have here the essays handed in by you all last week on the subject of Shelley's poem, Ode to the West Wind. Some of which were extremely good, others which were lamentable, to say the least. Dora Johnston, kindly refrain from rattling that inkwell. One essay, which I thought was exceptional in content, I was forced to give half marks to, owing to the blots and inky fingerprints which almost obliterated it. If you are incapable, Daisy Meredith, of coping with pen and ink, you shall have to use a pencil. Let me see no more work like this.
But I didn't.
Have you anything to say to me regarding the atrocious condition of this book, Daisy?
Yes, Miss Granville. I did not hand my work in that condition. I give you my word.
Then your word cannot be worth very much, can it? Are you suggesting that these bloods appeared on their own volition?
No!
Or are you perhaps suggesting that somebody else had a hand in creating this mess?
Sneak.
No! I don't know. All I know is when I wrote this essay, it was perfectly clear of any blots.
Miss Granville hesitated. She believed the morals, if not the intellect of elementary school girls, to be lower than those of the type of girl who usually go to Grawood. Yet, honesty shone forth from Daisy's face, and the ring of truth was within her speech. Very well, Daisy. I shall take your word for it this time that you truly believe the essay you handed in was presentable. But maybe next time, perhaps, a little blotting paper would not come amiss. Now, who is this week's book monitor? Ah, Belinda. Can you return these exercise books to their owners, please? Thank you. Now, girls, just a brief word on the topics of this year's school poetry competition, details of which you will find pinned to the notice board. There are two subjects, which you must choose one and one only. The first subject being heroes. Have you all got that? Heroes. Belinda, have you a pencil sharp you can lend Dora Johnston, please? The second subject is a poem which must bear the title, The Meditations of a Lighthouse. These poems must not exceed 50 lines length and must be handed in by Friday week.
Daisy found it a struggle to concentrate for the rest of the lesson. She was convinced that Sybil had a hand in debasing her essay. For one, Sybil's responsibilities as vice captain of the form were to collect in prep work and hand it in to the appropriate teacher, thereby giving her any opportunity to wreak any damage she chose. If only Sybil didn't hate me so, life would be absolute bliss if she and I were chums. I'm convinced she has some good in her, as most prickly pairs do. But she mustn't be allowed to carry on her beastly stunts, and to palter in the honour of the apple fourth, and that of Grawood. Honest quan magna, hinc spes effulgit.
There goes Mr. Thompson, in a nice basket of apples. Fearful saying that. I've been planning a raid on the orchard for days. Doesn't look as if there's any point now.
Honestly, I shall write to Mummy and Daddy about the frightful state the Grange's rapidly sinking into. First sneaking scholarship girls, now thieving.
That's beastly unfair of you, Sybil.
The entire school is in a ferment. The seconds have had their pocket money stopped for a fortnight and aren't to have any cakes or jam and tea for a week. Isn't that so, Monica? Entirely, Sybil. Entirely. Is it right that the honour of the upper fourth and the morals of one of its members, namely Trixie Martin, should be thrown into disrepute by one girl?
Rot, Sybil. You'll see if it's rot.
We all shall. Daisy and I will go to the seconds ourselves and tell them that whoever sneaked upon us was responsible for their own discovery. And, what's more, we intend to find the person responsible and expose her to the entire school.
At that moment, however, Mr. Skoblowski entered the form and commenced his geography lesson with deep water. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mr. Samowski.
Open your textbook to page 31. This morning we shall study Peru.
Daisy the appropriate page. As she did so, the printed piece of paper fluttered from her book and onto the floor. Daisy paled as she picked it up, suddenly aware that Sybil had also read the words printed on the piece of paper.
I will, first of all, announce the results of last Wednesday's geography test, beginning from the bottom. Sybil Burlington, 21 out of 100 marks. Dora Johnson, 48. Monica Smithers, 74. Trixie Martin, 81. Belinda Metz, 91. Daisy Meredith, 93. Well done, especially Belinda and Daisy. Sybil, I am surprised at you. Your marks are usually better than this. If they continue to be this appalling, I shall have you sent down to the first form for geography lessons.
Geography was the second lesson of that morning, which failed to leave any impression upon Daisy's mind, which was dwelling upon another matter, far removed from the jungles and mountains of Peru.
You may put your books away now, Charles. I would like to see in the main music room at 4 o'clock those girls who are singing solo in the end of term concert. Thank you.
As the apple formed and heads began to merge, Sybil Burlington caught Daisy's arm.
Look here, Daisy Meredith! Unless you devise some means of getting yourself removed from Grawood within the next fortnight, I'm going to tell Miss Gibson what I saw on the paper.
For the piece of paper to which Sybil had referred to had printed upon it the answers to the previous Wednesday's geography test.
And we don't stand for cheats at Grawood.
Shut up in here. Hi there! think two or three prefects to go in here.
Then, Trixie, we need ideas. Let's go to the library and see if we can find any books on other tricks, or books on codes, or even a biography of Sir Digby Beaumont.
Capital idea. Let's go down the back stairs. Less chance of a matron or maid seeing us there.
Why? Is the library normally out of bounds?
Yes, unless there's a prefect or mistress in there. But we didn't promise Claire not to go to the library, did we? I say, Daisy, there's someone coming! Quick, under the table! That was a near thing. I say, Daisy, why do you suppose he's writing such volumes on the ancestral portraits?
I can't say for certain, Trixie, but I have a pretty good idea.
Daisy, you don't suppose?
That's just the point, Trixie. Old thing. I do.
I wonder how much he knows that we don't. Perhaps we should tell Claire, or Miss Gibson what we suspect.
No, Trixie. I put you on your honour not to divulge a single word about the hunt, not even to Miss Gibson or Claire, until we find the treasure.
I won't breathe a syllable, even if it means missing the next hooking lookout.
Oh, Trixie, you're a trump.
Look, heaps of biographies over here.
Here's a book of codes and ciphers.
Here's one by the old boy himself. Oh my goodness, look, there's lots of them.
Let's find every last one of them we can. We've sat some time to look through them all.
Well, those are all the ones in Sir Digby I can find.
Now we must scour absolutely every page of every book. We're looking for sheets of paper slipped in between pages, scribbled notes on the margin, that kind of thing.
My goodness, Daisy, you have got brains.
You're not so prodigiously few yourself.
How's Diana? Oh, she's definitely out for the second half. Matron will never let her play with a broken ankle. The bandages are ours. I'm not so jolly certain, Alice. But we're leading 6 girls to 1. That girlie of Thornburst is first rate. I've had umpteen pots of the girl, but Diana was the only girl able to get one in. Julie is a jolly decent substitute. Can't afford to get complacent, Alice. Oh, there goes the whistle for the second half. What's that left in her, Alice?
I'll stick to her like a shadow. If I don't find a clue, I shall simply expire.
Hey, spess, effulgent Trixie.
It'd be such a mean, horrid, beastly sell if we didn't. I say, Daisy, listen to this. My first is above where cherubim reign. My second in Sagittarius' nickname. My third in... Let me see! It's some joke defacing the school property.
But don't you see, Trixie?
What?
This is it. This is what we've been searching for. The clue!
Jubilate! Jemima! Someone's coming this way!
Quick, underneath the table.
The book!
Goodness gracious! Sir Digby Beaumont! I wonder...
Mrs. Kapowski! Mrs. Kapowski! Mr. Thompson's here to see you!
Ah, shit!
Daisy! That proves it! That jolly well proves it! He's after the treasure! I wonder if Mr. Thompson has anything to do with this! I've noticed him and Mrs. Kapowski pretty thick together.
Let's copy down a clue before Mr. Sklabowski returns.
I say, Daisy, let's tear out the page so Mrs. Kapowski can't find it.
But we can't deface school property.
Let's take the whole book then!
But that would be stealing.
It wouldn't. We'd only be borrowing it. It's for the sake of the school.
Oh, I don't know.
And Claire.
Righto!
Jubilate, Daisy. I knew you'd see sense.
Let's put these books away, quickly.
Well, I will see you this evening. I have not the time now. I'm extremely busy.
He's coming back! Quick, up the stairs!
I am a children to prepare. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, phew! In the nick of time. Now for that clue, Daisy. My first is above where cherubim reign. My second in Sagittarius' nick. My third in the eighth of Saturn's Greek brood. My fourth is Aries and doth provide food. My fifth at the end of the first planet lies. My sixth spangles brightly in the late evening skies. My seventh lies in the beast that the starry twins follow. My eighth the north night skies with brave colour swallow. My last lies in the hue of the warrior planet. And then if you read me right, you will have it. Take my initials in their order they're writ. On your way to the final clue will be lit. Oh, Trixie, how glorious!
Daisy, a real clue! Quick, we must work it out.
My first is above where cherubim reign.
Well, that's easy enough. Heaven. So, H is our first letter. The second is A for Archer, Sagittarius. Wise child.
My third and the eighth of Saturn's great brood. Well, here's a conundrum. I didn't know Saturn had any children.
Didn't think he had a wife.
Think, Trixie, think.
I'm racking my brains. A dictionary of astronomy. That's what we need.
This book has a glossary uncommonly handy. Scorpio, Sirius, Stargazer, Saturn! Saturn. Distance from the Earth, rings, moons, 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 broods!
The eighth! What's the name of the eighth moon?
Iactus.
I. Next.
My fourth is Aries and doth provide food. Ah! Aries, the ram.
We're getting on famously. Hair, we've got.
My fifth at the end of the first planet lies. Mercury! Why?
I say! Hairy. Hairy. That's what it says.
My sixth spangles brightly in the late evening skies.
Stars! S. It's S.
Now's the beast that the story twins follow.
Pollux and Castor. Taurus. The bull.
My eighth the north night skies with brave colours swallow. North. Why north, I wonder?
I know! The Northern Lights. Aurora something. Aurora.
Never mind now, we've got the A. My last lies in the hue of the warrior planet.
Mars. Red. It's red.
And then if you read me right, you will have it.
Hairy star.
It doesn't make sense.
Have a look in the glossary.
Nothing on hairy stars here. Trixie, perhaps we've got it wrong.
Perhaps it's an astronomical symbol.
Queer sort of symbol.
Perhaps Sir Digby was a lunatic.
Voices, the match must be over.
Quick, we must hide the book.
But where?
In your boot hole. Hairy star. Don't forget it, Daisy. Hairy star.
I say, Sybil, are you sure no one can see us? Honestly, Monica, you are green sometimes.
Everyone's too taken up with the match to notice our absence. Here are the buns.
I'm afraid, Sybil, that the tiny's been damp. It's muddy in a tea tent.
I've had the creamy one. Isn't this blissful? How wild they'd all be if they could see us instead of swiping at their silly boards.
Especially that Daisy Meredith.
All swank. She's hopeless, really. I say, jolly good idea of yours. That geography paper, Monica.
Oh, it would have been nothing without you to carry through.
Sybil. You know, I fear for Grawood. If this Meredith girl remains detained for very much longer, Claire the mistress will prepare to kiss her boots at present. But they'll soon change their tune, especially when my new plan comes to fruition.
Oh, Sybil, you've been kept the most gorgeous character of anyone I know.
I dare say you're right. Come on, I want to finish my poem.
3 cheers for Thorpers, the gallant losers! Hip hip hurrah! Hip hip hurrah! Hip hip hurrah!
Oh, what a dickens of a game! Sure, I don't know if I was coming or going. Oh, how's your shin, Alice? Bruised, like a thundercloud. It's a slight better Abbey bound than Diana's ankle.
Or Carol's knee.
Or Jane's cracked rib.
Oh, I scarcely like to think about the team we'll have to scrape together for the next match.
And the final, if we reach it.
Though still, buck up, old thing, there are some jolly decent plays in the 5th.
Have you not remembered, Claire? That's in the week of the finals. The 5th's away in France.
Oh, enough said. That leaves the 4ths. Trixie, Belinda, and the new girl. Oh, buck up, old thing. I ain't you may recover in time to play. Let's wash and change, then go cheer up the wounded soldiers in the sand. Ah! My word, it's Mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle, this got a great French mistress of Grawood. Dear, said the governor, I think has been in the library and taken a most valuable book. It is I who am to blame, n'est-ce pas? For I am on library duty this week.
Steady on, Mademoiselle. Are you absolutely sure that this book has been stolen?
Positive, why can you see that all is well at this splendid opener? And poof! I see a big gap in the bookshelf.
Which book was it, Mademoiselle? Can you remember?
Mais oui, it belonged to your esteemed grandpère. I was about 6,000 in the heaven. I have looked at it often in great wonder. I must find this gift in the dark with the third.
I'll come with you, Mademoiselle, for this concerns me very much. See you in the sun, Alice.
Things looking black for you indeed, me darling girl.
Lord of all hopefulness, Lord of all joy, whose trust ever childlike no cares could destroy, be there at our waking and give us, we pray, your place in our hearts, Lord, at the break of the day.
I say, Daisy, I found this smart Tory. It's to you. Reluctantly, Daisy opens the envelope. A feeling of grim foreboding stealing over her. Sybil's spidery handwriting reveals itself.
1 week, and Granger will know the truth about the geography paper.
Daisy paled. I say, Daisy, bad news. No, I have a headache. The geography paper. How did it come to be in her desk? Daisy half suspected Sybil of the deed, except the look of surprise in the girl's face. It seemed too genuine. Oh, how she longed to make a clean breast of the affair to Miss Gibson or Claire. But who would believe the word of an elementary school girl in the face of such condemning evidence? And that against a wealthy, beautiful, self-assured Granger scholar, especially one who desired a departure so keenly. But I can't leave Grangewood. I love her so, and Mother would be tremendously upset. I know. I'll destroy the paper, and no one will be any the wiser. Why on earth did I not think of this sooner?
Now we have come to the morning's notices. The match on Saturday against Thorpers was won, as you all know, by Grawood. 6-3. A splendid effort by all concerned, which means that Grawood have gone through to the semi-finals. Several injuries were sustained by our players, which means that the first 11 will be on lookout for possible substitutes for the next match. and the final, if we are fortunate enough to reach it. This, of course, will give members of the 5th and the 4th form a chance to show their mettle.
How topping!
How scrummy!
A list of the girls being considered will be pinned on the school notice board. I have been informed that several girls on their way to specialized music lessons in the town have been observed conversing with boys from St. Hugo's County Grammar School. This must stop. Mingling with brothers, cousins, and boys at supervised social events is perfectly in order. But this casual hobnobbing can do nothing but harm to Grawood's reputation. Innate Ramble will be led by Miss Waller this Sunday afternoon for any girls interested. Names in by Wednesday, please. Finally, we have come to a matter of the utmost gravity. A book of astronomy, part of the Sir Digby Beaumont collection, has been taken. I hesitate to say stolen from the school library. We believe it to have been purloined by someone who possibly does not realize that books may not be taken from the school library without express permission from either myself or the mistress in charge for that week. If the person who has this book would care to come and see me privately in the morning, I will say nothing of the matter. However, if no one owns up, afternoon games will be cancelled. And the entire school will be kept within bounds for the next 3 days. School dismissed.
Daisy! What atrocious luck the book should be missed so soon! If we hand it back, Mr. Sklabowski is sure to discover the clue. Oh, Daisy! Do you think he'll sneak on us? After all, we haven't actually told him we're looking for the treasure. He might actually sneak on us. Oh, Daisy! How frightful! Perhaps we should just check the whole affair in. And let the Bolsheviks get their hands on the treasure. You're right, Daisy. For the sake of the school and for England! Honesta quam magna. Hic spes effulgens. Now, so Daisy, look at the crowd around the notice board. Let us through, Winnie. Daisy, you and I, Belinda, are down for the hockey trials on Thursday. Oh, how spiffing!
Even more spiffing if someone returns that beastly book back and we can have 3 hours of playing back.
I say, Daisy, where are you off to? I've left something on my desk. Righto. Now, to destroy the geography paper. It's gone! Sybil asked me to tell you that she's borrowed your geography textbook from prep. But here, I'll lend you mine. The beasts! Sometimes I wish I never heard of Grangewood. But I'll show them. I'll show them what the Merediths are made of. I'll show you Sybil Burlington. Tell who you like about the geography paper. I will not admit to something that isn't my fault. I will not submit to blackmail. I'm staying at the school. Yes. Until the 6th form, Sybil Burlington. Until the 6th form.
until such time as you either apologise to us for your low behaviour, reform, or leave the school, we are sending you and Trixie Martin to Coventry.
I'd like to wipe the ground with that cheeky little beggar.
I sometimes think Grawood is a perfectly horrible, miserable school.
You need bucking up, old chum. Got it! I'll arrange an inter-dormant bottle fight.
What's that?
It's like a pillow fight, but with hot water bottles. You fill them half full of water for extra suppleness, and then bam! You're off. It's a prime stunt. We'll do it tomorrow evening when the Frees are having their baths.
Sounds a topping idea, Trixie. I feel better already. What's that tune Mr. Thompson always whistling? Do you know it, Trixie?
A Welsh song. You should know it, Daisy. All through the night, that's the one.
Strangely reminiscent of some.
Who? Your mate probably sang it to you when you put an infant on her knee.
And he always whistles the same tune.
Slightly cracked, poor old chap, so they say, affords people like the plague. Who? We better cut along to the lab.
Excuse me, Mr. Sklowowski. I'm late for class.
I hope it is not because you were treasure hunting.
No, we've given that all up ever since we discovered only the juniors believe in the treasure.
Mr. Skobolowski was not convinced. However, I know very well that you and the other girl have the book hidden away.
Oh, Mr. Sklowowski, you're hurting my arm.
But I intend to find it. It is imperative. You do not realize.
I say, Daisy, are you coming? What the?
Daisy! She knows about the book. Oh, Daisy! There's only one thing for it. We must discover the secret of the hairy star. Phew! Alice is in a pixie mood.
chance. I had an absolutely screwy tussle with Jill Timms and Rosie Wildguss from the third. And then Jill's hot water bottle burst.
Matron will be frankly fed up about that.
Oh, Matron's a sport. She'll gather the joyful gist.
Why didn't you join in the bottom fight, Monica?
I'm not feeling very well.
Let's play a game to jolly you up, shall we? We've stacked some time till lights out. Righto. How about what we all know? I know, the dictionary game.
Great suggestion, Daisy.
Here we are. Paper. Pencils. And a small pocket dictionary.
Goodness, what amazing pockets.
I also have a penknife, some string, and some cough sweets. My brothers were Boy Scouts, you see, and their motto was, be prepared for any emergency.
I bags to be first on it.
No, Trixie, I bags to be first on it.
Righto. You do know how to play, don't you, Monica? Of course I do. First word, Daisy.
First word. Well, it's a name, really. Harry Star.
Harry Star?
Harry Star.
Daisy, there's no such word. Yes, there is. I can't remember what it means.
Righto, all done? Hand them over. Now, Harry Star. A fungus found growing underneath beech trees. A colonial word used for the Union Jack. Or a comet, so called in ancient times, for its fiery tail resembled that of a...
Well, well, this is a code for contract. Not think we call for lights out.
No, sorry Alice, we didn't.
Sybil's our jolly monitor. Does she have to tell us when lights are out?
Sybil's with me for the moment. Now, off you kiddies along to bed.
Night, Alice.
Good night, Trixie.
Night, Alice.
Good night, Monica.
Good night, Alice.
Daisy, may I speak with you for a moment?
Yes?
Are you feeling well, child? You've been looking a bit pale of late.
I'm in splendid form, thank you, Alice.
Have you been sleeping at night?
Like a proverbial log.
I think that's making to doze from Connie Walk for a while.
Look here, Alice.
Listen here, child. You're a bit too peak-looking for my life. Besides, we need fighters, not waves in the first year. But it's not that I wish to speak to you. In the midst of a battle you engaged in 10 minutes ago, a junior person on the way to the south, sporting a black eye, she received in the onslaught. She'd been set upon by a group of girls, led by Sybil Burlington, who refused to join the foray against the sneak of the fourth, as I believe you were named. Now, does this have anything to do with the fact that when Claire counts upon you and Trixie to also happen upon a second form feast, who now see you is a sneak?
I'm afraid I can't say, Alice.
I have no intentions of fighting any battles on your behalf, but right must seem to exist where it does. Would you like me to have a discreet word with the seconds?
No, thanks awfully, Alice. I mean to settle this on my own account.
Are you sure, child?
Absolutely.
Very well. Off you run along to bed then, Kitty.
Alice,
Yes, child.
you're not rowing Sybil on my account, are you?
No, rest assured. But I can't allow anyone, least of all the vice captain before, to get around dishing black eyes to on sundry. The young Sybil will find her way to Miss Gibson if she crosses my path again.
Thank you, Alice.
Good night, child.
Good night, Alice.
I say, Daisy, the hairy star!
I know, oh Trixie, how glorious!
How uncommonly brainy of you to think of such a
Mr. Monica, we must act at once. For Mrs. Skablowski. Tomorrow! Tomorrow! Hint, Bessie, forget!
Let us with the glass of mind praise the Lord, for He is kind. For His mercy shall endure, ever faithful, ever sure.
The morning's notices. I learnt with great displeasure from matron this morning that not a few girls have reported to her with burst hot water bottles. The result, it would seem, of a dormitory prank. In future, all hot water bottles, similarly destroyed, will be replaced with the aid of contributions from pocket money. Persistent offenders will be given hot bricks wrapped in flannel to take to bed. Now, on to more pleasant matters. Grawood have reached the final of the County Hockey Championships. And we'll meet Verncoon Young Ladies College next Saturday for the match that will take place here on Grawood's own hockey pitch. Owing to the fifth form's enforced absence from school this week, any substitutes required will be selected by Claire from the fourth form. Not the happiest of circumstances to meet such leviathans as Verncoon, but remember, girls, that even if we are to lose this very vital match, as long as you play the game and play it to the best of your very considerable abilities, you will not have failed Grawood. Finally, it gives me tremendous delight to announce the results of this year's school poetry competition. Although many entries were worthy of high commendation, all the credit this year goes to the upper fourth, who have submitted the 2 winning entries. In second place, we have the Meditations of a Lighthouse, produced by Sybil Burlington.
My word! What a stunner!
And this year's winning entry is a poem on the subject of heroes, penned by Daisy Meredith.
Well done. But I...
Quiet, girls, please. I now take great pleasure in reading an extract from the indeed excellent piece of work, Heroes by Daisy Meredith. Through centuries wrapped in clouds of black, where injustice, good of rage, sometimes glows a candle bright, that darkness to assuage,
Trixie, please listen!
and poor folk crushed by tyrant time of privilege and bereft.
If you please, Miss Gibson!
I am available in my study after assembly or question or comment, Trixie Martin.
I'm sorry, Miss Gibson, but that poem you were reading was not written by Daisy Meredith. I wrote it!
Is this correct, Daisy?
Yes, Miss Gibson.
Is your handwriting, Trixie?
Yes, Miss Gibson.
Most odd. And yet it has Daisy's name written upon it.
Honestly, I have no idea, Miss Gibson.
Silence, if you please, girls! Silence. Trixie, I will speak to you in a moment. Daisy Meredith, you are to go to my study and wait for me there.
But Miss Gibson!
Please go. School is missed.
What a beastly business! I would never have thought Daisy would be capable of such a frightful plot!
Thank you, Belinda. Don't worry, Trixie. We'll sort this out. Off you go. Daisy, this kind of affair grieves me intensely, especially when it concerns a girl in whom so much faith and expectation has been placed, and whose sporting and academic future looked so bright. Now, you say that you had no idea that Trixie Martin's poem was submitted under your name.
Not at all! On my honor, Miss Gibson!
And yet, the name Daisy Meredith, inscribed at the top of the entry, compares remarkably well with other examples of your signature.
But I would never do such a thing to Trixie. She's my best chum!
Not even in fun.
Not even in fun, Miss Gibson.
A certain member of your form, I shall not mention her name, came to me with your geography textbook, in which I found this: a printed list of answers to a certain geography test taken some time ago, in which you came out on top.
Miss Gibson, honestly, on my honor, I had no idea about the geography paper.
And this was discovered at the back of your boot-out.
I borrowed it. I can't tell you why, Miss Gibson. It's a point of honor. But I swear to you, I had nothing to do with the geography test or the poem.
I must say, Daisy, I find extremely difficult to believe anything of a girl who has remained silent whilst her schoolfellows have suffered the loss of 3 days' games and confinement to the school grounds because of something she had not the courage to own up to. A girl also blind to the distress that this seeming theft has caused to the Beaumont family, particularly Claire.
But I would never do anything to hurt Claire, Miss Gibson.
I can only conclude, my dear, that perhaps we have demanded a little too much of you, and that the gulf between schools such as Grawood and of the elementary kind are wider than between. And I see the events of the past few weeks being as much my fault as yours in having placed you under the tremendous pressures resulting in the matters now under discussion.
I Yes, you are. If the gulf you speak of is mainly moral, as you seem to imply, the only pressures I've encountered here at Grawood are those from girls who, because they have money and therefore influence, have a remarkably queer notion to my mind. And whose only code of conduct is that of lying, sneaking, and bullying, and seem to wipe the grounds to me because of my ignorant elementary school way. I try to live up to the high standards set here, and to their irritation, succeed!
That will do, Daisy Meredith. I shall attempt to get to the bottom of these accusations against you, and will report my findings in a character and academic assessment on you to a meeting of the school governors to be held next Monday, when it will be decided whether or not to keep you on at Grawood. Until then, you will be given a room in the sanatorium where you will sleep. Your meals will be brought to you, and you will be given specially prepared classwork to do. You are not to talk to your schoolfellows or they to you. Only to myself, teaching staff, and matron. You are in matron's charge, and she will also arrange for your recreation periods. You may go.
Miss Gibson, honestly, I'm innocent of the charges made against me. Oh, Mother! Oh, Claire! If only I could explain to you. And Trixie! But now I never shall. Trixie! Daisy! You'll get into fearful trouble if we find you here.
I know. It's perfectly beastly. We ought not to speak to you. A pain of death.
Trixie, do you absolutely wish to goodness you never even met me? Do you believe I entered your home as mine?
No, old chum. Not for so much as a minute. I'm immensely sorry. I spoke out in assembly, and not to Miss Gibson in private. I'm afraid I lost my rag.
I would have done exactly the same in your position. It was fearfully hard not to be dismal when everyone else believes I did do it. We found Sir Digby's book, you know. I suppose Claire detests me now.
The book! Mrs. Kowalski! The treasure! Daisy, we must stop him!
But how? I'm not supposed to leave this room except to go to piano practice.
I'm not supposed to be in it. I'll work out some sort of a scheme. I'll also find out who rigged the poetry competition.
Probably someone's idea of a joke.
Queer sort of a joke. There are fearful rumours too about you cribbing for the geography test. What is the truth, Daisy?
I'm afraid I can't say. I'm not a sneak, whatever else I may be. I've got to go join the others in the field.
I'll creep up and see you later. Cheerio, sir. Hic Cecily.
2 days till the final. Dan's still out. Carol's hurt her knee again. And the fifths are away. But there's no use, Alice. We'll have to put in some of those babes from the fourth.
It's 2 we shall need.
And if we're to beat Varncombe, they'll have to be good.
This Trixie Mark, splendid little play which puts a mind to it.
Oh, Belinda Masterson.
She's decent.
Well, there's our team. Oh, I say. Who's that who plays so beautifully?
We Daisy Meredith.
Oh, a mistress, surely.
No, Daisy Meredith. Matronets of hackers when the muse of whom lies empty.
Poor child. Someone who plays like that cannot surely be guilty of the things she's been accused of.
It's my belief. She isn't.
If only we had proof, Alice. Oh, I must say, I've noticed there's certain elements of the school who've done their very best to make life tough for that kid.
Can we not find that proof?
But we haven't time. The school governors meet to discuss her fate on Monday. I suppose we could have a jolly good go at clearing her name, though.
Even if she'd walk off with her grandfather's book and deprive the school of 3 days' games.
I was awfully fed up about that, I admit.
Daisy told Miss Gibson she held back on grounds of honour. And let me tell you something now. I don't believe a girl like Daisy
who loves a game so very much, would hold back for less.
She always struck me as a frightfully decent kid.
And do you not find it queer how she would purposely set out to ruin herself and expose herself as a cheat and a leech upon her best friend?
That settles it, Alice. We'll carry out our own investigation into this affair. Oh, thank you, old thing, for reminding me that, as well as being sports captain, I am head girl.
It's a deputy's duty.
I say, what a row!
It's Trixie Martin! She sprained her ankle! I'm going to find the matron!
Jesus, Mary Joseph!
There was another member of our first 11.
No desperate pardon me, darling Claire.
We're sunk. We may as well hand the trophy over to Bunku now.
We'll find another substitute.
Is there anyone else good enough?
Daisy Meredith! Will Miss Gibson be persuaded for the sake of the school? She must!
Matron might hear you and pack you off to jolly old bed
And deprive me of the chance of seeing you play for Grawood? That chance! She'd have a dickens of a deadly fight on her hands.
I say, Trixie, I'm fearfully afraid I shall prove the most frightful muff.
Not any of your practice games.
But this is different. We should be playing against an absolutely first-class team, and not just 11 substitutes. And I feel I must justify Claire and Alice's faith in me. After a tremendously hard job they must have gone through in persuading Miss Gibson to let me play. I say, do you think any of the Granger girls will let on that one of their team is under threat of expulsion?
They wouldn't be such a pack of mean cats if anyone, even that reptile, Sybil Burlington, utters a word. I will curl pig them every morning till the end of term. I say, would you really with immense gratification? I say, Daisy, isn't it capital the two of us being here in the sun?
Things have been a lot jollier since she's twisted your ankle, I admit. Gets us even further away from discovering the treasure. I lay awake at night and think about it.
No wonder you're looking so pale and ghastly.
Rot! I'm fit as a fiddle. It would be topping though, if we could find the treasure before I leave. I do so want to make it up to everyone, for being such a frightful disappointment.
Good luck, Daisy, old thing! I've got up and play the game.
I've got to go join the others in the field.
Wait, Daisy! I saved this stirrup! It'll be you
Trixie, you're a real chap!
Oh, good luck, Daisy! Especially Fulgate! Especially Fulgate, Daisy! Especially Fulgate!
Ready?
1, 2, 3, Grawood! Bully off! Have the ball.
Centre forward to right inner.
Hit the centre forward!
Centre forward to left wing.
Tackle by Vancouver!
Vancouver, take the ball! Don't let them pass! Don't let them pass! They're getting through! Where's the left back? The left back!
Oh, sorry.
No! Vancouver scored the first goal of the match! Bully off! Great with the game!
Centre forward to right inner.
Hit to right wing! Tackle by Vancouver! Vancouver, take the ball! Left back to left inner! They're passing down the field! The wing is clear again! Mark her! Mark her! Desperate tackle by Claire! To no avail! No! Vancouver scored the second goal!
Half time.
Looks as though we should be beaten hollow. Things are looking rather grim.
We'll beat them! We must!
I say, chin up, Grawood. Vancouver are a first-rate team, but we still have the second half in which to draw level. Belinda, those tackles of yours weren't half bad, but you must decide what to do with the ball once you've got it. Oh, Daisy, don't let those backs crowd you as they were doing. And remember, all of you, once you've got the ball, get rid of it, fast. Don't hug it to yourselves, and remember, above all, attack is the best form of defence. We're allowing Vancouver French leave to do as they wish at the moment. Advantage will be theirs next half, with the wind behind them. So remember, play up, play hard, and play the game. And above all, the honour of Granger is at stake.
1, 2, 3, Grawood! They're off!
Centre forward to right wing. Right in and back to centre forward. Centre forward
I wouldn't want to be a wet blanket.
You are absolutely, uncommonly, spiffingly glorious!
Daisy? They booed me, Trixie. You booed me. 2 hours after lights out, try how she might, Daisy could not sleep. The events of the day circled her brain, and the knowledge that, largely due to her efforts in winning the match, the school was awarded a half-holiday, caused her to ponder even more upon the unworthy actions of those responsible for her present dismal plight. Outside, the winds howled, rattling the window panes in their frames, sending the waves booming onto the headlands. I say, how queer. Someone's patrolling the corridor with a torch. Matrons long in bed, and surely none of the staff would be up at this hour. Unless some of the juniors are up to some stunt. How odd. Perhaps Mr. Thompson's planning a burglary. I say, what's that? Winnie Irving?
You must come quickly!
Come where? Whatever's happened?
Several of us were having a midnight feast. In one of the caves of the bay to celebrate today's victories, when suddenly, almost before we had time to notice, the tide crept in, covering our path out, and so we had to retreat up the side of the cliff. It was only when we got to the top we realized Monica and Sybil weren't with us. They must have wandered off, but also got cut off because we discovered them clinging to a ledge further along the coast. We couldn't find any rope to pull them up with, so we thought we'd tie some sheets together to make one. Only thing is, none of us know anything about knots, and so we thought, since you'll probably get expelled anyway, and know about knots, that would enlist your help. Please help us, Daisy, please! And wake Miss Gibson when we get to the most fearful row.
Half a sec. Here, take mine. Daisy and her companion headed off along the cliff path which led them to the bay.
The wind was so strong that it flattened the long grass on the cliff tops.
And the 3/4 moon scudded in and out the black, ragged clouds.
The wind-whipped waves tossed themselves so high the 2 girls could taste the salt spray on their lips. The 2 girls could taste the salt spray on their lips.
Daisy leaned over as far as she dared, and there, over below her, were the pale, pleading faces of Sybil and Monica. But we forgot. That's what we forgot. There, that's done. Sybil! Monica! I'm going to throw a line down to you, and I want you to grab hold of it. And we're going to pull you up, one at a time.
Daisy lowered the sheets.
The rope tied to the end was balanced, and presently she felt an answering tug. Heave!
Slowly but steadily, they hauled on the sheets. And on the end of it,
Sybil! Sybil, you're right!
I am.
But Monica!
She's in a deadly funk. She ran back from off the ledge. I tried to persuade her to come up close, but she refused point blank.
Monica! Monica! Oh, it's no good! She's perfectly insensible to anything other than her own fear. less likely that you will fall. And then we're going to go up the side of the cliff together. Understand? No! Monica! If you don't do as I say, we'll fall, the both of us, into the morass below. Do you understand now? Yes! Good. Daisy gave a tug twice at the end of the line. Slowly, Monica began to be hauled up the side of the cliff. Daisy frantically searching for hand and footholds, so as to relieve the burden slightly from the others. Hang on, Monica. Almost there. What's that roaring sound? Daisy leaned over. And there disappeared the ledge on which she and Monica had lately been standing upon. Daisy's heart skipped a beat. Just to see in the wind, Monica. Nothing to worry about.
Practically sweating blood. Winnie, Dora, and Belinda hauled the now almost unconscious Monica to the top. And on their last breath, finally, Daisy herself was pulled to safety. Whereupon they all collapsed. I say, we ought to make a move back before we all die.
Tremendously heroic myself.
Yes, I must say, it was jolly decent of you to rescue us.
Anyone would have done the same.
They stumbled along the cliff path back to school, exhausted in body and mind.
Especially Daisy, who after a week of sleepless nights wasn't sure whether all that had happened or hadn't been a dream. Daisy followed last to close the school gates behind the others. She paused for a final look at the silvery moon illuminating the unruly sea.
Daisy, Meredith!
My word! Miss Gibson!
You were forbidden to leave the sanatorium without my express permission. And can I place no trust in you? Have you no sense of honor? Well, you will flout the rules of Grawood no longer. See me tomorrow morning in my study at 9. Now, go to bed this instant.
Oh, it's no good. Everything I do is wrong. I just don't belong at Grawood. Perhaps I'm as bad as they say I am. But I'm not! I'm not! I can't bear it any longer. I'll run away. That's what I'll do. Back home to Mother and Dick, Douglas, Daniel and Duncan. They love me. They believe in me. Oh, Mother, I wish you were here right now. I need you so badly. But I'm coming home, Mother. I'm coming home. Hardly conscious of her actions, Daisy passed like a sleepwalker through the school corridors and down into the great hall. Some instinct, she knew not what, caused her to turn and glance at the grim, commanding portrait that lay Sir Digby Beaumont. Daisy gasped. The peculiar astronomical device in which Sir Digby held was radiating a green glowing light of its own. Luminous paint! Daisy advanced closer towards the portrait, and there, on the rim of the device, depicted a symbol Daisy knew all too well. That of a comet! The hairy star! And there, beside it, engraved in tiny letterings were the words, "On this panel, where the hairy star thus shines, conceals the treasure. Press the symbol of mine."
Daisy?
Father?
But important news concerning one of your number. Daisy Meredith. At present, Daisy dangerously ill in the sanatorium, suffering, it is suspected, from brain fever, resulting, we think, from the trouble in which she has been involved here. She cries in her delirium of dishonor, exams and the like. We fear that she may not last the week, and is certainly too ill to be taken to a hospital. However, the crisis point as to whether Daisy lives or dies will be reached this evening, and we ask you to be quieter than usual in your activities, particularly if any of them take place on the lawns outside of the sand.
Oh, poor Daisy. Miss Gibson!
Yes, Sybil?
I have something that I would like the whole school to hear, as well as you, Miss Gibson.
Can you not come and tell me later in my...
No, Miss Gibson. I'm sorry, I must speak now.
Very well. Continue.
Everyone! Well, most people believe Daisy Meredith to be a cheat, a liar, a sneak, and an absolute rotter. Well, she isn't. She's one of the pluckiest, most honourable, and sporting girls one could ever hope to meet. Last night, she saved one of her men from certain death when we were stranded on a cliff face after a midnight feast we'd held, in which she was not involved. It was I who substituted Daisy's name for Trixie's on the winning poem, and entered Daisy's poem under my name, and came second. I who encouraged another girl from our form to plot the answers to a geography test in Daisy's book. And it was I who sneaked on the second midnight feast and let Daisy take the blame. And I'm a perfectly hateful pig! It's me who should be expelled, not Daisy, and she dies of my fault!
Well, sir. I am glad that you have had the courage and honour, belated though it is, to confess the true state of things. Though I cannot say how sorry I am that a girl who has been at Grawood for as long as you have should have fallen into such dark and evil ways. I must ask you to accompany me to my study, and that you take leave of your classmates for what I feel will be the last time. It may also interest you to know that the Belmont treasure has been discovered by Daisy Meredith and her father, who is known to us as Mr. Thompson, but whose true identity is that of Sir David Belmont. Uncle David! The younger son of Sir Digby Belmont.
Jemima!
School dismissed.
Oh, jubilate! I knew it would turn all right in the end. I just knew it. Daisy's crisis of health took its turn, for the better, and she was able to leave her sickbed after a day or two, albeit in a weakened condition.
You see, my father, Sir Digby Beaumont, objected fiercely to me taking an opera singer as wife, and after a particularly vehement quarrel, I left Grangewood, changed my name by DePaul, married my sweetheart, and moved to Wales.
Where you spent many happy boyhood holidays. Isn't that right,
It certainly was, my darling. We bore a family and lived very happily. I earning a living as a doctor until war broke out, and so, wishing to serve my country, I enlisted in the Navy. However, one day, my ship was torpedoed, sunk, and I survived by clinging to a spar of wood for 2 days, until I was rescued by a passing ship, whereupon I lost all consciousness for a week. On coming to, it was discovered I lost all memory of who I was and where I'd come from. All my written papers being washed away through my ordeal at sea. I was utterly destitute, friendless, and I might have remained so if it hadn't been for a Russian count aboard ship who befriended me escaping from the revolution. As luck would have it, he was destined for England, and having gained a job in the English girls' public school, he found work and shelter for me. That teacher's name was...
Mr. Skolowski!
Yes. Gradually over the years, my memory returned, and to my surprise, not only did I find myself working in the birthplace, but my daughter was a pupil at the school which has since been founded. I was determined not to reveal myself to Daisy until I could offer her something more than my poverty. Though, there is no shame in being poor. So, I plotted with Mr. Skoblowski to uncover the treasure that my father had hidden.
That explains Mr. Skolowski's strange manner towards us. And also that clue, the Sir Dick said lay with his youngest son. That tune you were always whistling, Sir David, all through the night.
Ever my favourite tune, I confess.
The link with the luminous device, and the comet, the hairy star. Claire!
Good afternoon, my plucky young cousin. Oh, Uncle David. Oh, the entire school awaits upon your return.
That won't be for a while, I'm afraid. This scholar's going on a convalescent holiday first.
Oh, well deserved, I say. Oh, in a while, if you look out of the window, you will see that wretched imp, Sybil Burlington, depart Grangewood forever.
They aren't expelling her.
Oh, I should jolly well thank the honour after all she's confessed to.
Oh, Claire, please don't let them expel her. Give her one last chance. She must have some good in her to have owned up the way she did. It's not her fault snobbish attitudes have been bred into her. And Rachel cannot change them. Oh, Claire, please do be a sport and have a word with Miss Gibson on my behalf.
Very well, I'll do my level best. I suppose every worm can turn. I'll catch her before she leaves Miss Gibson's study. But I say, this is all becoming uncommonly dismal. There's to be games and dancing this evening, and the entire school would simply adore it if you could come down just for a moment. Will you?
Everyone will be immensely bucked.
And I'll be by your side.
Very well. It's topping of them to want to see me before I leave.
Splendid.
Must go, old chum. There goes the bell to crack.
I must go too, I'm afraid. I have to supervise the babes. See you later, Kitty.
Daisy, I'll leave you to get dressed. I must send a telegram to Mother.
Oh, Father, I'm so tremendously happy.
So am I. More than words could ever say.
Sybil, how absolutely top-hole to see you.
Daisy, you don't know what a beast I've been. I'm so...
Sybil, don't.
You saved me from expulsion.
It's so topping to see you. Now we can be friends.
Can we? Can we really?
I am not an experienced or indeed a good speaker at the best of times, of which this is one. But I will say that the recovery of the Beaumont treasure has not only enabled me to rediscover my family and to disclose my true identity and keep Grangewood within the Beaumont family, but some of the money from the treasure will go towards funding a scholarship for another elementary school girl to attend Grangewood. This will be called the Daisy Meredith Scholarship.
First of all, I ask you all to accept with open arms the scholarship girls who come to Grawood. Thanks awfully for the top-hole reception you've given me and my father this evening. I'm proud to be, once again, a girl of Grawood of the Apple Four. We're proud of you, Daisy. Secondly, I ask you all to accept with open arms the girls who come to Grawood. They may have heaps to learn from us about our sporting and academic traditions, but my word, have you heaps to learn from them too. The beginning we have made here in admitting elementary school girls is small, but I look forward to the day when Grawood, along with other public schools in England, become truly public in admitting all scholars, moneyed or not, within its portals of learning. And to the day when there is a Grawood in every city, town, and village in England!
Poor Daisy leaves us for a well-deserved convalescence. I ask her to lead us all in singing the school song. Daisy?
Oh, Daisy, how perfectly scrubby everything turned out to be! And what fun lies ahead! In days of yore, female sex of learning they had known, but now thanks to bold pioneers, education they have won. Proud girls and women, teachers and men, many a famous hall, but of them all there's none more dear than that of Grawood School. Long may he flourish, Grawood School.